Hi, I'm Donna Wolfe from Naztazia.com.
Today, I'll show how to crochet an easy winter hat. This video shows a woman's size, but my website has other sizes too. I'm using 1 skein of Red Heart Heat Wave yarn and a size H hook. To begin, chain 41 loosely. If you find you can't make loose chains, just switch to a larger crochet hook, which will automatically make the chains larger. Then return to the H hook for the remainder of the pattern. For row 1, skip the first chain and make 1 single crochet in the next 12 stitches. To continue getting videos like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. After you complete the 12 single crochet stitches, place a stitch marker on single crochet number 12. It will make it easier for where to make the ribbing on future rows. Now we'll be doing the textured stitch, which is the top of the hat. Make 1 half double crochet stitch, followed by a slip stitch. This is sometimes known as the crunch stitch. It creates a lovely texture for this hat. Continue with this pattern across the remaining stitches. And here's what it looks like. For row 2, chain 1 and turn. Over the textured stitches, we're going to make the same textured stitches. Begin with a half double crochet stitch and then a slip stitch. And another half double crochet, followed by a slip stitch. Continue with this pattern again of half double crochet, followed by a slip stitch, until the stitch right before the green paper clip. At the green paper clip, remove it and begin the first of 12 single crochet stitches. We're going to work in the back loops only for just the single crochet ribbing part for this row and all remaining rows of the hat. Once you have completed this row, I like to lay the work on a flat surface and measure it before you get too far. For the women's size, the measurement should be around 12 inches. If you aren't getting the 12 inches, you'll have to rip it out and use either a larger hook if your work is too small, or a smaller hook to make your stitches larger. For row 3, chain 1 and turn. Since we're on the ribbing side, we're going to do the 12 single crochet stitches for the ribbing, and we'll work in the back loops only. Always keep the ribbing on the ribbing side and the textured stitches on the textured stitches side. At the stitch marker, make your 12th single crochet and mark the new stitch. For the remainder of the stitches on this row, you'll work the half double crochet followed by a slip stitch textured pattern. Half double crochet and then a slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn. From now on, you'll repeat rows 2 and 3, keeping watch over whether you are on the textured stitch side of the hat or if you are on the single crochet ribbing side of the hat. For my hat, I made a total of 63 rows. You can see the ribbing side versus the textured side. You'll want the measurement along the ribbed brim edge to be about 19 inches unstretched. If you then stretch the ribbing, it should extend easily to about 22 or even 23 inches. Once you are satisfied with the measurements, leave a very long tail end for sewing the seam together. Then pull the yarn through like this. Fold the hat so the first row and the last row match up together. And then begin sewing the seam together. There are many techniques to sewing crochet pieces together. I have a detailed video on doing this if you check in the Naztazia video listings. Once the seaming is complete, cut and securely weave in all of the ends. Here is what the hat looks like at this point. You can fold up the brim section at this time. We still need to gather the top part of the hat closed. I like to take a separate long strand of yarn and double it for gathering this part of the hat in order to keep it secure and not break open. I try to use my sewing needle and weave it in and out along the top edge of the hat. Then I pull the strand every so often to cinch it together. Once that is completed, I make quite a few knots to ensure the top of the hat doesn't break open while wearing it. It's up to you, but I like to put just a tiny dab of clear nail polish right in the center of the knot to give it some extra security. The fluffy pom-poms are rather popular these days. I use the ends that gathered the top of the hat and push it through the center of the pom-pom and out the other side. Then I tie and knot the pom-pom to the top of the hat like this. And this is how I make my easy winter hat.